Should President Biden debate?
Of course he's not. I mean,
but should President Biden debate Trump in the general?
Biden beat Trump in the prior debates. I look forward. I mean, this is a guy.
Okay.
By
So
the way,
that's a
that's
yes?
just pure 100%.
Okay.
Pure projection on a guy who refused to debate in his own primary. Back to my point:
see.
weakness masquerading.
I
as
mean,
strength.
look, they got Trump dead to rights on that one. That's why I'm like, you can't, and I don't want to say that because don't make me where I have to agree with someone that I don't want to agree with. Nothing presses the metal to the floor of totally chill to murderous faster than that. Welcome back to the show. Your living Daria here with you, Dana Loesch. You can listen coast to coast. You can look at my brand new black t-shirt. It's like all of my other black t-shirts, except it's kind of new. And you can look at it live right now. Woo! You can also join the live chat over at YouTube. Find us at Facebook. Did you watch that interview with who's the guy I'm thinking of? What's that? What was that one weird kid show where they all wore foam on their heads and foam costumes and it was
Rotten.
Right? Yeah. Didn't that guy for real go to the dirt?
Yeah. What was the name of that show? I used to know the name of that show.
I almost don't want to know. Yeah, but he looked like he came from it. He's like a bad guy, a villain in that.
Oh,
Lazy
yeah,
Town.
Lazy Town. That's
Juan
right.
doesn't want anybody to know that he knows that. Lazy Town. We're not going to say that we got it from you, Juan.
I think it's impressive we know that.
Yeah, actually, thanks for putting us in that boat, too. Thanks. Great job, Kane.
Just being honest.
We were like, we're too Gen X and cool to know what that is. And then now we're like, wait a minute, how did we reference it in the first place? So he does. He looks like he's from Lazy Town. That interview. So I watched, not the whole thing twice, but I watched certain parts of it twice because that dude is going for a presidential medal in butt kissing. I mean, I've never even seen Kamala talk this nice about Joe Biden. So he's being asked, oh, well, should he debate? And then Gavin's like, well, no, I mean, Trump didn't debate in the primary. Why should Biden debate? They're going to use that as a way to not have Biden debate. I hope everybody realizes this. That's happening. I doubt that we're going to have a debate in the general election, which is a major, I think that's just, as a voter, I find that disgusting. We should. That's why you should have as many debates as possible, I think. Unless you have the same questions because everyone has the same unimaginative approach. See, I would be like, all right, so you thought you came here for a debate. But actually, you didn't. We have a series of trials for you to complete. The first one is you have to put together this 1,100-piece Lego set without cursing one time. That's your first task. So it'd be like Hunger Games, but without death and like any serious skill set required, right? The second the second task is you have to beat the first boss in Lords of the Fallen, which is hard. So maybe that actually does require a serious skill set. And then the third one would be you have to get through a single sentence without forgetting where or who you are, right? I mean, just simple things like that. And then, I don't know, we'll come up with some other tasks. So he just was fawning all over him. Fawning all over the guy. Is this audio? So is audio soundbite 6 more of it? Because he didn't really totally do it in 5. But what did he say that Biden, he called Biden a master class. And I legit fell out. He called it a master class. Dude, you're laying it on too thick, right? You're laying it on too thick. It's the same feeling that you get when you're watching like a movie or a TV show, right? And there's a bad guy who's trying to bluff his way out of this situation with the authorities by really being almost over the top in pleading his innocence, right? Or trying to throw suspicion away from himself. And it just is, you're uncomfortable and it's cringy and it's just awkward. And I feel like that.
That's close to 15.
Watching Gavin Newsom, yeah. Is this where he's fawning all over a masterclass? He's such a genius, brilliant president. This is so uncomfortable. You got to cringe with me. We're going to cringe right out of our chairs. Go ahead.
I mean, what he's done in 3 years has been a masterclass. Close to 15 million jobs. That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican
Okay, can we
presidents.
stop for just a second? Okay. When the economy is shut down by force under threat of penalty by the government, okay? And a lot of people have their jobs either suspended or they lose them outright. And then when you reopen the economy, you don't get to say that all of the jobs that are coming back that were there previously and are now coming back are brand new jobs that you've created. You also don't get to say, because you're expanding the size of the federal government, that look at all these brand new jobs I just created, because you literally expanded the government. They're actually including in their numbers 88,000 new IRS agents. And they're trying to go, look at all these jobs we created. Look at this. Look at the jobs. That's what they're doing. They're trying to say that these are additional jobs that they've created because Biden, as you know, is leading a master class. Okay, go ahead. I'm dying. Sorry. Okay, play the rest of it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted.
Times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The economy is booming. Inflation is cooling. It's 0.6% more than it was in the summer of 2020 at just 3.1%. Wait a second. We have American manufacturing coming back home, all because of Biden's wisdom, because of his temperance, his capacity to lead in a bipartisan manner, which is an underrepresented point. And so I have great confidence.
What in the world? What on earth? He acts like Joe Biden's holding his dog with a gun to his head or something. What in the world? I mean, it's a master class. He's brilliant, Kate. He's the smartest man that has ever been put into meat. He's so genius. He's so smart, Kane.
I have to admire the talent of keeping the straight face.
Yeah, that is
While saying
impressive. I mean, it requires the suspension of your soul.
Yes,
but
not just disbelief.
I mean,
It's your soul. It requires the suspension
Masterclass.
of your soul.
I mean, there's a lot of words I think of when I think of Joe Biden's performance as president of the United States. And I must say, audience, that masterclass was not one of the terms that popped into my head.
Actually, class was also one of the terms that wouldn't pop into my
Oh,
head.
no. Yeah, I mean, definitely not. Definitely not. This is how he auditions. He debases himself like this because there's a certain element of insulting your own intelligence to be able to say statements like this. Because what you're telling everyone is that you yourself are too stupid to recognize that this is not, in fact, a master class in how to deal with policy these last 3 years. Nay, 'tis not. That it's actually FUBAR. It's a turn to punch bowl. It is whatever euphemism you would like to apply to it that suggests mass chaos and failure. It is not a master class. Class is not in session. You're in detention. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. I hate all this stuff. Gosh, these guys are clowns. They're so clowns. Well, then they were asking Gavin Newsom if he was going to jump in to the race, right? Are you going to get in, Governor Gav? Listen to what he says here, audio soundbite 6.
Buzz has not stopped. I know you've been asked this before, but do you still rule out a run in 2024?
Oh my gosh, he's
You gotta
acting
be
so
kidding.
bad.
I am here celebrating the extraordinary accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration, making the case that we need to make
He's
to
a
lift up
psycho.
the issues, lift up the record, drive contrast with the Republican nominee to be Donald Trump,
Have you gotten
so that
any
we can win
calls?
for 4 more years.
Have you gotten any calls, Governor,
On
encouraging you to run?
It's all idle chatter. It's all you know what? That's a sideshow. I think what Democrats need to do is worry less,
Yes,
do
you are a
more,
sideshow.
continue to overperform as we have, continue to win.
I just feel
make
okay.
the
I just
case.
figured out
Don't
who
be
he is.
shamed of
You know how like there's
4.1%
always in politics there is either a doppelganger or as close as you can get to a doppelganger in terms of character in culture, like in film or television. And I just figured out who his is. Would you like to know who it is? I would. I mean, it's Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It is him. Right? She's sitting here asking him, so, Governor, are you Kane asked me if I'm going to run for office. Let me try to do the Gav response.
So, Governor, the rumors are out there, and we were wondering, are you going to run?
I mean, that's just idle chatter. That was the Kristen Stewart performance of disbelief, right? That was like half her lines in Twilight.
Convincing.
That's all he did.
He sounded like he was tripped up by that tough question.
He sounds like a dog when you pick it up and it's squirming. Just what it is. So, oh my gosh, it's so uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable. I get dentist vibes from him. He probably has cameras in his bedroom. I mean, if you believe Jen Van Laar's reporting, I mean, golly, everything's horrible. I'm sorry, kids. I'm sorry that we've failed you. No, we didn't fail you. Humanity failed you. That's what it is. So just come sit on the couch and let's just talk badly about everyone, because that's pretty much the only positive contribution that we could make to the political landscape at this point in the United States.